Haleyville, Alabama, Mr. Doug Kennedy.
In 1959, Doug Kennedy's family moved to the Haleyville area when he was a year old. Like most boys in the state, he grew up loving the game of football. When he finished playing in high school, that pretty much seemed to be the end of his athletic career. He got married to his wife, Gracie, started a family, and began working in the trucking industry. While loading a truck one rainy day in 1984, a forklift accident left him paralyzed. Instead of giving up to depression, Kennedy persevered, finding a competitive outlet as a wheelchair athlete. He lifted weights, powering up 350 pounds with his 185-pound frame. He was encouraged to try the pentathlon, which includes javelin, 200-meter, and 1,500-meter races. He became so adept at his new sport that in 1987, he won a silver medal in pentathlon in the Stoke Mandeville Games in England. He went on to win 2 gold medals back-to-back in 1987 and 88 in the U.S. National Pentathlon Championships. In 1988, Kennedy became a member of the U.S. Paralympic team and came in 4th place in the 1,500-meter at the Summer Games in Seoul, South Korea. In 1989, he focused on racing, and his career took off. He competed in more than 100 races nationwide and finished first or second in most of them, setting 7 national records and 4 world records along the way. Kennedy's career was unmatched in 1990 when he was widely considered the world's greatest wheelchair racer. That year in Seattle, he won a gold medal in the Goodwill Games in the 1,500 meters, setting the world record in the process. He also finished first in the Vulcan Run in Birmingham and won the 10K Classic in Orlando. Plus, he set world records in the 10K and the Peachtree Road Race in Atlanta and the 5-mile in the Pigeon Forge, Tennessee Midnight Road Race. That year, he was voted the winner of the Sington Award, given annually to the state of Alabama's best athlete with a physical disability. There was no slowing down in 1991. Kennedy set another world record in the 1,500 meter with his first place at the International Integrated Athlete Meeting in Melbourne, Australia. Additionally, he set another world record at the Gasparilla 15K Distance Classic in Tampa. That same year, Kennedy wowed his hometown fans when he won first place in the Doug Kennedy Rotary 10K wheelchair race in Haleyville, the first and only race in the country named for a wheelchair athlete. A shoulder injury in 1992 would ultimately end his racing career, but hardly diminished his vitality for life and his dedication to helping others. Tonight, Doug Kennedy joins the elite of the state's athletes in the Alabama Sports Hall of Fame.
Thanks to Scott Myers, Tricia Triggs for being so nice to me and welcoming me in to the Sports Hall of Fame. I would also like to say thanks to the Sports Hall of Fame Selection Committee for selecting me as one of your 2020 inductees. Thank you so much. I would also like to say thanks to all the people in the medical world who's helped me throughout my life, and all my supporters and my sponsors, coaches, as well as my racing buddies. The late Laverne Eichenbach, Joe Ray, Jerry Allred, and Johnny Sinners. Craig Blanchett, Jim Knob, you meant a lot to me. Thank you so much. I would also like to say thanks to Belinda and Chris Kimball, Jim and Jeanette Masden for helping me so much. Thank you so much. In 1984, my life was turned upside down in a trucking-related accident. In 1986, I was introduced to wheelchair racing by a good friend of mine, Mike Neville. Mike, you will never know what you did for me in my life. Thank you so much. Perry Griffith, you were the one who loaned me the first wheelchair to go around the Sanford track at the University of Sanford. And it was then when I knew that wheelchair racing was what I wanted to do. I embarked upon my racing career at that time where it took me around the world, where I met many people that changed my life forever. And I hope and pray that I changed one or two along the way. And what a ride it has been. Thank you.
It's my honor and